Welcome to Business 131 Financial Accounting. I am Colleen Ivancic, and I am looking forward to working with you this summer to explore financial accounting. And so we are completing this course. It's typically in the regular semester 16 and a half weeks. We're getting it done in 7.5 weeks. So there's really no time to rest. You need to be meeting the deadlines every week, and we're going to work pretty briskly, but in this condensed format, you can really focus on the topics, and it can be a really nice way to get the knowledge from this course here in this summer session. So when you log into our course, you will see course announcements, and I do email you these course announcements, and so it's really important to read them. You'll see here my email address if you ever need to email me, and I'm happy to help you. And then you'll also see the calendar. I have all of the due dates in the calendar. A lot of my students like this so they can check on their phone to see if they have things coming up that are due. As much as possible, I've tried to link the assignment to the calendar. The discussion posts I haven't because you're going to be in different groups. But like say, for instance, for the quiz, if you click on it, then here you can click and you'll be brought to the quiz. So I hope that is helpful for you. You will also see at the bottom of the course homepage, this is where you will be accessing MyAccountingLab. So you will click here and this will bring you to MyAccountingLab. And so, well, yours won't show the instructor tools. You'll just have these two student links. The very first time you come into MyAccountingLab, you can just click on either one of these because you're going to need to register. If you click on either one of them, I'm already registered, so it is bringing me to my assignments. But if you click on there, it'll bring you to the screen to register. And so the next screen, you'll put in information about your email address and so forth. Click I accept the user agreement. And then you'll be brought to a screen where you can enter an access code if you've purchased it. You can buy an access code if you just want to buy one, online there. Or if you want to just get started and pay for it later or get the access code later, you can just click on temporary access and you'll be able to work for 2 weeks before you have to pay for it. And so that kind of gives you an idea. If you're trying to get some funds together, you've got 2 weeks to get the funds together for that. You cannot pass the course without MyAccountingLab, so you're going to need to get it. And if you are clicking, if you come to this My Pearson, and you click and it doesn't bring you to the next screen, it's because you need to allow pop-ups. Okay. If you buy the book in the bookstore, you'll get a bundle of the book and a folder that has the access code. The folder is going to give you instructions to access MyAccountingLab through the Pearson website. That is not going to work. I have it linked to our course. You have to enter it here. So again, if you're having any issues, it's because you need to allow pop-ups if you're not being brought to it. You're going to spend most of your time on the content tab. Okay, so here we come, we've got our calendar. As I said, I have it on the course homepage, the upcoming due dates, but if you want to see the layout of the whole class, here's a calendar. Some students like to print this out, and then they have this to refer to throughout the semester. So that's the first thing that you'll see. Then you'll see our Getting Started module. So this you should be completing on Monday, and then jumping right into the week 1 tasks. So here's the link to this video that I'm showing you here. You can see your Getting Started tasks. Okay, so we've got to get the textbook and the MyAccountingLab access, the syllabus, register in MyAccountingLab. As I said, you'll do that on the course homepage by clicking on that Pearson logo. You're going to post your introduction to the class by Thursday night. You need to respond to 2 of your classmates' introduction posts by Sunday. That's just so we can all get to know each other. There will be 4 discussions throughout the semester, so it kind of helps if that we're all in this together. You're going to see that there's a lot required of you in this class. It's just the nature of the topic. And so I know that you guys are putting a lot into the class. I put a lot into the class also. A lot of my students, comment that, they haven't had as much instructor involvement in some of their other courses. And I'm pretty involved in this class because I know that there's a lot to do in this class. It's a very technical subject, and I am here to help you. And always, I feel terrible when I'll hear students say, oh, in an online class, you have to teach yourself. That is not what an online class should be. I am here with you. You get to work on it at your own pace and set your own time, but you should never feel like you're alone. So my hope is that, I learned from you, you learn from me, we all learn from each other. So the discussions are really important. So that's why we do have that introduction, so we can all kind of get to know each other. We are all in this together. So you can just kind of keep clicking through and see, here's the syllabus, really important to go over. And so you can come through and you can see all of the course objectives, right? I've had to lay this out. This course is accepted for transfer credit at universities because we cover all of these learning objectives, and these are the assignments that will help you achieve these learning objectives. I have to cover all this. If I did not cover all of this, the course would no longer be transferred to a university. So sometimes students, when I ask for suggestions on how to improve my class, I say it's too much work. This wasn't my choice. This is so that it's transferable. You can see the information about the textbook, the MyAccountingLab. Okay, so you can scroll on through and kind of see information all about the course. Okay, if we keep going by clicking, here's the textbook information. Here's what your hardware and software requirements are, technical competencies, just basic things you need to be able to do since this is an online class. If you're having any trouble at all with any of these, though, our ITR is willing to help you. Here's the email for the help desk. Here's some tutorials for working in D2L. I am not an IT guru. I learn software packages. I know how to learn them. I'm pretty familiar with D2L. If you have any hardware issues, I'm going to have to ask you to contact ITR. Here's some information about our support services from the college. Okay. Keys to student success in an online class. This is taking a little trouble to load. We'll keep going. That's something that you can read. Here's my bio. I'll be reading your introduction on the discussion boards. Here's some information about how the discussion boards work. The discussions are really important because this is how we manage the theory and make sure we understand the theory. You can go into MyAccountingLab and kind of recognize some patterns and maybe not really understand why you're doing what you're doing. That's really not going to be useful for you if you're, going on. I mean, you must have a goal for taking this class, and you're not going to achieve your goal if you don't really learn the theory. And so discussions are 15% of your grade. So it's really, going to help your grade. Could make the difference, moving your grade up a letter grade. It could move you down a letter grade. But also, if you don't go do a good job on the discussion boards, you're probably not going to get the theory. So here's just some information about the discussion boards that you can kind of check out and see how they're graded. You're going to be doing discussions in groups. And so here are some instructions on how to reserve a discussion topic. Okay, because everyone in the group is going to talk about a different topic. And then by Sunday night, you will have covered all of the topics, and then you'll be able to comment on everyone else's topic. Here's some information about how to know if how you're doing in the class. So keep on clicking right on through. I like this one. This is advice from previous Business 131 students. So I can tell you what you need to do, but I think it makes more sense and maybe means more if a fellow student tells you what you need to be doing in the class. So please check that out. It's really important. I mean, in the first 10 days, really, if you don't participate in the first 10 days, you're not going to be able to pass the class. But this is just, if you don't participate in the first 10 days, you are administratively withdrawn from the class. But in this 8-week session, there's no point in moving on if you have taken the first 10 days off. Here's some information about registering in MyAccountingLab if you have any issues. And then we've got our first getting started task is to introduce yourself. Okay, so you're going to post an introduction and then go back and read your fellow classmates' introductions and comment on at least 2 of them. Okay, here's academic honesty, obviously very important. Here's the student resources again. They were on the syllabus. Here's the information about MyAccountingLab. Here's some information about Excel. Okay, we will have some Excel assignments. That is one of the learning objectives of the class. The water cooler forum. So if you have a general course question, it's really good to post it to the water cooler forum, because then if someone sees your another student might know the answer to your question, they see it before I log in, you can get your question answered faster. Plus, it might be a question that everybody has, so it's good to post it in the water cooler forum. Even if I'm the one that answers it, then it's a way for everybody to get that information. All right, so the week 1, every week, there's going to be a week content tab. You have to come here. You can't just go right into the MyAccountingLab to do the work. In your first stop each week, so on Monday of the week, you should come through and you should read the week overview page. Okay, so you can see there's an introduction, here's the learning objectives of the week, and then here's the tasks. And so you can see there's read and study, and then there's complete. A lot of students just go to the complete and do that. They don't do the read and study, but then they don't get an understanding of the topics, and a lot of times they have trouble come exam time. So if you were taking this class in the classroom, you would spend 3.5 hours each week. Well, actually, that's during the 16-week semester. So a summer session, you'd be in the classroom 7 hours learning about the topics, and then you'd go and do the homework. So you can't just sit down and just know. Accounting isn't something you instinctively know. We have generally accepted accounting principles, a set of rules we have to follow. You have to learn what those rules are before you can know how to do the problems. All right, and again, I have the due dates, so there should never be a question of knowing when things are due. And then under resources, so the textbook obviously is a resource. There's lecture notes that are Word documents, written lecture notes, and then I have also recorded lecture videos. So this is me explaining the topics. And each one of these are up to 15 minutes long. Okay, so it's up to you. Sometimes the students say they sit down and read the textbook and it just doesn't make any sense. And so maybe you want to listen to my explanation and then you can go back to the textbook. So these are optional, a way to get my explanation of the topics. MyAccountingLab also has extra practice problems and videos. And then I have demo videos where I'm just demonstrating how to do the problems. Each of these videos are only 5 minutes long. I can see that it's a lot, but as I said, you would have been spending 7 hours in the classroom learning these topics in the 8-week format. So these are the resources. This isn't why you should sit down and read yourself and teach yourself. Here's me explaining things to you. So chapter 1, it'll take an hour for you to listen to these. You know, chapter 2 looks like 1 hour and 15. Okay, then here's some additional videos. Okay. Another thing I want to show you is here I did try to link up the assignments. Okay, these vocab assignments that you go to, it says it's a quiz, but it's not. It's a vocab assignment. It's just in order for me to put it into D2L, it had to be a quiz format. And so for every chapter, you'll have the vocab assignments, and it's matching. These will count as an assignment. And it's very helpful to do these with the book. So I just wanted to give you this walkthrough. I look forward to working with you this summer.